I know how I do. No time to wait. So let's get it. Let's go.
Let me tell you why she and most black people are not qualified. Because if blacks were qualified, they wouldn't be begging and blaming and trying to take white people's stuff and try to get in.
What's white people's stuff? What's white people's stuff?
And try to get in without.
What's white people's stuff?
Let me just finish this.
Go ahead.
They would be trying to get into white people's world without earning it. So I'm black and I'm slow. So is that what you just said? Is that a better healthcare system than socialism, or is socialism free healthcare better than what you just?
The two aren't connected. Just because it's free doesn't mean it's better. I'm just saying that the fact that your average working American can't afford to go to the hospital. Most people avoid going to hospitals because of the bill. Because just going into the ER for something that's not even that crazy, but you need to go to the ER, the bill can be astronomical for a working class or a working poor person. So that needs to be addressed and fixed. How? I don't know. I'm not in office. These are things we need to talk to our leaders about that are educated on these things.
And so for that reason, black people should get free health care.
What's the obsession with black people? Because if we get universal health care or better health care system or whatever, that will benefit everybody. It's not just blacks. Guarantee you it's not just blacks needing the help. A lot of whites need the help too, probably more.
You think so?
Because, well, you said there's more white people, right? So that would mean more white people probably need the help.
Oh, yeah, change the topic, Jesse. Cause you can't say none of that because the audience you pander to, you gotta change the topic. Like, you gotta change the topic. Yeah, because he made a good point. Like, no, if anybody wants to pass legislation to help one, it's not to pass. Anybody talking about only helping one group of people is messed up. We want to help everybody. And it just simultaneously helps black people in the process, but it helps white people too. And there are more white people that probably need... there are more white people in this country that need more coverage than black people because there are more white people in the country. Jesse.
You, a few days ago, you tweeted that black
changed the whole time.
actors are getting more opportunities in film and TV. Did black people earn these opportunities?
I'm not these actors. What do you mean?
Do you believe that now that they're getting more opportunities in film and TV, did they earn that?
You would have to talk to those actors. I would be inclined to say yes.
And how did they earn it?
Which actor are you talking about?
Why do you say yes, they earn it?
Did I say that?
Yeah.
You
would have to say yes, they earn it. How would they have earned it? How did they earn it?
By acting.
But if black people had not accused white people of being racist.
We didn't just accuse. It wasn't.
They're not.
It's not an accusation. It's by and large fact.
Let me just finish this. If black people had not accused white people of being racist in the entertainment world and said not enough black people get awards and all that, would as many black people be everywhere now in acting? On TV, in films, on billboards. Would we see that today if they had not accused white people of being racist?
Those two things are not related. You're saying that because they accused white people of being racist, they got the roles. If we didn't accuse, that's just facts. If you don't know that that's facts, if you're not aware of the racism in this country, you are sadly misguided. Of course there's racism. It's not an accusation, it's facts. Now, whether they react to certain things out of guilt is another question. I can't speak. I don't know what they did. I know that there's a lot of hardworking actors who deserve roles and deserve to be featured. It's not just black people. So the minorities by and large. So it's not about, did they earn it? I can't speak for them. There's too many gotcha questions. Too many let me just say this really broad blanket statement and just see how you figure it out. Like I know how that works, and I'm not here for that. There's a lot of actors who are very talented. There is racism in this country. It still persists. It has always persisted. If we can't look at the history of killings, KKK, lynchings, all these other things, blacks not being able to vote, blacks not being considered a whole person, we don't need to have a discussion about whether people, if racism is real. If we have to have a conversation about that, then we are in the wrong spot. We shouldn't be having this conversation. Racism, of course, is real.
Would black people have gotten those positions in film had they not cried racism?
Would black people have gotten that position in film had they not cried racism? I think black people have not gotten a lot of roles in film because of racism, yes. It's not because they cried about it, it's because they challenged the system, rightfully so.
And so, last time for that question, would black people, we see them everywhere now, gotten those positions had they not cried racist, would they have gotten into those positions?
You can repeat the question all you want. That's just not how it works. And you actually read part of my tweet. My whole tweet was it's a great time for black actors and we're getting more opportunities than ever. But I just wonder how much of this is because they actually want black people in these films or because, as always, black people are good marketing and PR. That was the whole tweet. So what my point was is that, yes, it's good that we have a good time. I just hope that people aren't casting blacks in certain or giving black people certain things just because they know it'll be controversial to do certain things or to cast a black person in this. For instance, they cast Chloe as Ariel in The Little Mermaid. I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. The Little Mermaid is not an ethnicity. She's a mermaid. But I just hope that these opportunities are coming up because that actor, to them, to Disney's eyes or whoever the casting director's eyes, they felt like she deserved it. She's an amazing singer. I think she'll kill it. But I hope it's not a thing of like, you know what, if we cast a black person, we know this is going to be a huge PR campaign. So that was just an open thought I had in that moment.
I am, as most Americans are, 100% convinced that the only reason you see blacks in all these films and billboards and doing these things now because they have falsely accused white people of being racist, and most white people are afraid to say that they're not racist, so they're appeasing the blacks. I am 100% convinced, as most Americans are, and I'm sure you are too, you probably won't say it, that these blacks are not qualified.
Oh, they're very qualified.
No.
This is a question for the comment section. Do y'all know Jesse's black? And if y'all do know that, what do y'all think? Like, I know y'all gonna talk about accountability and shit, but just like stuff that he's saying, right? Doesn't he realize that he qualifies in what he's talking about, right? I know he's trolling, but for the people that really actually believe that he's not trolling, like, do you think that he really does believe does he really believe what he's saying? Like, I be wondering that. I don't know. I get it. Y'all got white fertility. What is it called? Not fragility, but black fatigue or whatever y'all got going on right now in the country. But like, this is actually a good time. You know what's funny? This is actually a really good time for us all to come together, right? This is the perfect time for us to understand something, right? I'm gonna stop it right there, and I'm gonna come back with something else later. Well, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna just see because I got this weird feeling he about to ask him this question that I'm curious about.
Okay, so name off the top of your head right now one actress that could outsing Chloe for Little Mermaid.
That ain't the issue. I don't even know Chloe. I just think Chloe's black, right?
Huh?
She's black.
That's the funny part, right? Like, okay, so who is more qualified than the person that's in the role? And then no one can name someone who's more qualified, but will say that this person wasn't qualified enough. It's interesting.
Chloe,
Yes.
Okay. I guarantee you that Chloe...
I'm sorry, I'm calling her Chloe. Her name is... Sorry. Let me back up. It wasn't just about the singing. She can act. She can sing. She's talented. And everyone's saying she's not right for the role. That's the ultimate point that I'm trying to make.
You know why they're saying it, right? It's true. And secondly, if you notice,
What's true?
That she doesn't have the ability for the role. She's not qualified for it.
Oh, she's very qualified.
No. Is she black?
Yeah.
No, she's not.
So you're saying that she's not qualified because she's black?
Right.
And just to separate the screen name, because I'm so used to it, and I was calling by screen name, Holly Bailey. So she is very qualified for the role.
Let me tell you why she and most black people are not qualified. Mm-hmm. Because if blacks were qualified, they wouldn't be begging and blaming and trying to take white people's stuff and try to get in.
What's white people's stuff? What's white people's stuff?
And try to get in without.
What's white people's stuff?
Let me just finish this.
Go ahead.
They wouldn't be trying to get into white people's world without earning it.
What's white people's world?
They would build their own and do their own thing.
You're so brainwashed.
But instead of being qualified, they're falsely accusing white people, and white people just giving it to them. And they're making them feel good. Oh, that nice black. Oh, you just acted so well. Come on, baby. You can do it. Mm. And blacks feel good. But they have not earned it because they have no shame.
That's just such a...
I got another question for white men. This is specifically for the white men in the comment section, right? Do you think who do you think Jesse Lee Peterson can date? And if he can date that, can he date white or can he date black? right? Because he's not gonna date black. Ain't no black woman going. No black woman is going with this. I'm telling you, no black woman is probably gonna go with this. Maybe there might be, but most won't, right? What he speaks on, he's probably gonna have to date white. Would you have an issue with him dating a white woman? I'm just curious. I'm just curious on what y'all gonna say. Would you have an issue with Jesse Lee Peterson dating a white woman? I know y'all like his mentality, but would you have an issue with him dating a white woman? I'm curious. And don't lie in the comment section. Don't be, oh, no, I don't believe. I don't see color. Shut up. You see color. That's why you like him. You see color. That's why you like him. But would you have an issue with him dating a white woman? I'm curious.
It's kind of hard to converse with you because you kind of say a lot of blanket things that don't have much basis to it. She's very, no.
Then if she was so talented, why did she build her own thing?
What do you mean?
Why did she do her own thing? Why do blacks have to accuse white people and take white people's stuff? I don't know if she did, this particular, but I know that blacks in Hollywood have been Will Smith's wife, what's her name? Jada Pinkett Jada Smith, yeah. They've been crying racism and carrying on.
Because there's a lot of racism.
They have intimidated white people, and now whites have just given them whatever they want, even though they're not qualified.
That's just not the case.
Then why are the blacks doing it, and why are the whites giving it?
Did you not say at the top of this interview that there's more white people in this country, therefore there's a difference in ratio? There's more white people, right?
But whites are afraid of blacks.
Huh?
They're afraid of blacks.
I don't think that has anything to do with casting or opportunities.
They don't want to be called racist. The worst thing you can call a white person is a racist.
Who cares?
You don't care about white people?
No, I'm saying who cares if that's the worst thing you can say to a white person.
You don't care that affects whites in a negative way to falsely accuse them?
Not if they're actually racist. If someone's actually racist, then, you call it what it is. If I was actually racist, call it what it was.
Are white people racist?
That's a blanket statement, once again.
All white people racist?
No.
Are white people racist?
Yes.
Blanket statement.
What do you mean a blanket statement?
It's a very broad question. You can't say, because you can't just say, you can't lump a group of people together and say, are they racist?
So
are there a lot of racist white people? Yes. Are white people in general racist? You can't label everybody like that.
Do you know any white racist people?
Of course I do. I was born in Kentucky.
Who do you know that? Tell me the name of somebody that you know and they're racist.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump, the Great White Hope, is a racist?
Yeah, because he's a great white hope, but not a hope for everyone else.
Do you know? How do you know he's a racist?
I'll put it like this, because this is normally what happens, and I'm going to predict where you're about to try to go. Everyone does this. Who do you know? You just asked that, right? Who do you know? What has he done? What exactly? See, there's things in his life that people forget to do, which is feel. And I don't need to sit down and narrow down this proved, because nothing will ever really satisfy you or anyone else to prove that anyone's a racist.
Do you know President Trump?
But I've had a lifetime myself of dealing with it.
I asked you, who do you know that's a racist?
I can make up a name right now, and you wouldn't know whether it's true.
Do you know President Trump?
Huh?
You know President Trump?
Do you know him?
No.
You defend him as if you do.
I asked you, who do you know that's a racist? And you said President Trump.
Yeah.
And do you know him?
He's the president. What do you mean?
Do you know him?
What do you mean? Do I know
personally? Do you know him?
I know. Yeah. I don't know him personally.
I don't need to call him a racist.
I don't need to.
Oh, you can just call him a racist because you want to?
You can just call black people liars and beggars, even though you don't know them all.
Is this why you calling the president a racist?
No, because I'm judging him off of what he said to the American public. Why do you call
President Trump a racist?
Because it's clear.
What's clear about it?
Why else would you tell someone to go back to where they came from when they're from here?
So he told those
they're from here. Except one of them is not, but 3 of the 4 women are from here. And the one who's not from here became a citizen 6 years before Melania did. So why would you tell them to go back where they're from when 3 of them are from here and one's a citizen and one of them is a citizen before his wife was?
So are you saying that because the president said to 4 thuggish congresswomen, that if you don't like America...
Why would you call them thugs? Do you know them?
Because they are thugs.
Do you know them?
Yeah.
Do you know them?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
I do shows about them every day.
But you don't know them.
I know. I study them. They're thugs.
I study Trump.
But let me ask you.
Not thugs.
So because the president said to 3 congresswomen, one is a refugee from Somalia, the Ilian woman who the American was kind enough to bring here out of some camp she was in back there, refugees camp or whatever she was. And these people come here, they turn on America. They degrade the country, they put it down, they hate white people.
What did she say?
And so because the president said if you're not happy here, you need to go back to where you came from, repair your area, then come back and tell us what we should be doing.
The fact that
you call him a racist for that reason?
Oh, yes. Because if you're saying that to people who are from here, that means you're judging them off of something else, which is skin tone.
How's that skin tone? He didn't mention their skin color.
No,
at
if he
all.
said go back to where your crime-infested places, that's also another thing to say to someone that's very obviously what you're saying. They're from here.
No, they're not from here.
No, the third one, the fourth one, she's not. There's one of them who's not from here. The other three, they were born here. They're from here. So to say that without any basis and without knowing what you're talking about, that means you're looking at someone. You're seeing the color. These are the 4 minority women that are there, and you're going to say that to them without realizing they're from here. You're judging them off of something. You're not judging them off of where they're from because they're from here. You're judging them off of what?
So the only way a white man can disagree with
it's not a disagreement.
Women of color.
Where would they go? Use your logic.
Women of color. That's
get out of your roboticness and use your logic. What does he refer to when he says go back to where you're from?
So because the president told women of color, if you don't like America, if you're that unhappy, go back to where you came from.
Which is here.
That made him a racist?
Yeah, because they're from here. That means he's assuming. That means he's assuming. Why would he think they're not from here? Go.
No,
why would he think they're not from here?
Well, Ilya,
it couldn't be their skin tone.
And the other 3,
it's probably their skin tone, Jesse Lee Peterson. Amazing.
No, I have proof that you're a racist.
You definitely
you
don't.
Hear?
Let's hear your proof, Jesse Lee Peterson.
I can absolutely prove that you're a racist because you disagree with a white man. You disagree with the president, not because he's wrong,
that is the lamest,
but because he's color.
That's the lamest resolve I've ever heard.
Well, that's what you just said about the president.
That is the lamest conclusion I've ever
heard.
You have very terrible logic.
But how can you say that then about the president concerning the 4 black women? He didn't call them a racist. You said because you disagree with what he said, he's a racist.
No, because I've lived a life, and that's what people who are racist say to minorities: is go back to your country.
So that's what
it says it on the.
But that's what racists say about white people. If white people disagree, you're racist.
Of course they disagree.
But you're calling him a racist.
They love to tell people to go back from where they're from.
But you're calling him a racist because of that.
Of that and many things that he said.
You're a racist.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't at all.
How it make him a racist?
For me, judging him off of what he says does not mean that I believe that I am superior to his ethnicity.
Well, why would you call him a racist?
Because you know that's what racism means. It means that a person of a particular ethnicity believes that they are superior to another.
You, a black man, feel like you're superior to this white man.
That's not what I said.
The people of color to go back to their country. So you're no different. You're a racist too.
That logic literally doesn't make any sense.
Yes, to me it makes big sense.
To me it makes big sense. Hey, that was good though. I ain't gonna hold you. I wanted to let him go. I didn't want to cut him off at all because they was going back and forth and they was doing a good job. But the guest beat Jesse badly. But Jesse a troll, and I love Jesse though. He's funny. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace.